for stackers, it isn't necessarily something that you want to go out and buy because the spread between the buy and the sell may not be as good as, say, silver rounds. But the beauty of scrap silver and gold is that you or your family may already own this and not even realize it.
Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new. Hey, what's up?
Hey, good morning.
Good to see you, Adrian.
Good morning, Silver Dragons.
Good to see you, Harry.
You too.
It's another beautiful day here at the coin shop, and you guys are packed to the gills. Look at this. We got rounds, coins, bars.
What we're not stocked up on is gold. Actually, don't have any at the moment.
What?
Have some platinum, which is unusual, but no gold. Sold it all on Saturday.
This is exactly what I was talking about in that other video. You bring in your silver to trade it for gold, and they don't have no gold.
And you want to know something? Maybe it's because of the video, but several people have either done it or inquired about trading silver for gold. So there's that activity going on.
Let's take a look at your junk silver over here, or constitutional silver, and it's still looking fairly bare.
We bought several thousand mercury dimes on Saturday morning, and by closing time, they were 100% gone.
So you would say there's a lot of demand right now for the constitutional?
Absolutely, and especially things like mercury dimes that never were clad, and it's easy to discern that from a clad piece. So that and things like Franklin half dollars, Walking Liberty half dollars, things that were never clad are very, very popular because there's no having to explain, pre-65 and all that. It's just silver, always was, always will be.
One thing we don't really talk about that much is scrap silver, scrap gold. I mean, we're always talking about coins. Obviously, this is a coin shop.
Yeah.
But is that something you guys buy if the public brings it in?
We do, and I think for stackers, it isn't necessarily something that you want to go out and buy because the spread between the buy and the sell may not be as good as, say, silver rounds. But the beauty of scrap silver and gold is that you or your family may already own this and not even realize it. You may already have treasure that you could put towards something like coins or bars. We have people come in all the time with typically in a wooden case of silverware, sterling silverware that it was grandma's or mom's, and it's been sitting, in a bureau chest of drawers for 30, 40 years. And most of those sets have enough place settings to be valued over $1,000 a set.
Wow.
And so many times people have brought that in and traded that for gold or silver rounds or bars or coins.
You make a good point. You could bring in your sterling silver and sell it and then buy coins, which would be better to hold. I would rather hold coins than scrap.
It's just easier to work with, but the beauty of it is, again, you may already own these treasures and not really realize it. For instance, when it comes to scrap gold, how many of us have a wife who lost an earring and the other earring is sitting in a drawer? Not going to wear it, you can't use it, or a chain that broke, or something that just went out of style. Or, I know it's a little bit weird, but even a dental crown, a gold crown, most of those are 14 to 16 karat.
So if people bring that stuff in the shop, you guys will certainly buy it, right?
Definitely.
Do you have an example of stuff that you guys have bought recently?
Yeah, we collect this and every so often go to the refiner for it, but here's an example of some sterling silver butter knives from a larger set of sterling silver.
So how do you know they're sterling though?
They actually say it. On the top of the handle, you can see the word sterling.
Oh yeah, sterling right there, yeah. So if it says sterling, it's basically guaranteed to be sterling?
Yes, the cheating didn't start for most of this stuff until recently, with mostly stuff coming out of China, and most of that is not silverware but jewelry.
Okay.
But these old sets that have been sitting 30, 40 years or more, they're sterling. They say sterling, they're sterling.
So how do you know it's not plated in sterling though?
Well, plate will say plate, silver plate, heavy silver plate, Rogers plate, the brand name and the word plate. And if you have any doubts, we have a machine that can test this, and therefore we can tell you. If you're not sure, when in doubt, I say bring it in. But this is the kind of stuff that you have oftentimes sitting in your home or garage and don't even realize the treasure that's sitting there. These weighted candlesticks, they say sterling on it.
Oh yeah, right up at the top, sterling. Yep, I see it. Wow. So in sterling, if people don't know, is 92.5% silver, right?
Yes, and so just to compare that, say, to US 90%, junk silver is 90% silver. Silver rounds are usually 3 nines fine, so this is somewhere in between. This would be a 92.5 or 92.5% silver. It's worth a look around your house to see if you have some of this stuff, because you already own some treasure perhaps and don't even know it.
And if you find this stuff at a garage sale or at Goodwill or something like that, and you can pick it up relatively cheap, it's kind of like a little bit of a treasure hunt.
Oh yeah, people pick through piles of things at garage sales, estate sales, Goodwill, Salvation Army. Sometimes people come in because they're professional pickers out there, and they're out finding this stuff. And generally all you need is a magnifying glass with you so you can read the small print and see that it's sterling. Because if silverware or candlesticks or things like of this nature say sterling, they're sterling.
What about gold? I know a lot of people have 14 karat or 10 karat gold. Is that something that you guys buy pretty regularly?
Definitely. Here's a little bag of stuff we bought just in the last few days. Old class rings that you don't wear anymore. A single earring because the other one got lost. Broken chain.
Yeah, that broken chain.
That's 14 karat gold, and it's just, most of us have this stuff sitting in a drawer somewhere because we can't use it. We're never going to get it repaired. Even a dental crown, again, 14 to 16 karat gold.
Wow.
And the thing is, a lot of people don't even take this from the dentist. They pull it out of your mouth and replace it with something, and the dentist keeps it. And we've had people from dental offices come in with your teeth and sell it to us.
Oh my goodness.
So just a word to the dental patients out there, ask for your gold, it's yours. It's a bridge, a gold bridge.
Oh, look at that one.
That's a big chunk of gold.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought if I have gold or silver scrap, maybe it's better to sell it and then take that money and buy rounds or coins or something of that nature rather than holding on to the scrap. Like, why not just do it now?
It's a source of funding of your hobby or your investment that you may not even realize that you already have.
And also old pocket watches. You'd be surprised. We get in some pocket watches that are 18 karat gold, 14 karat gold.
Yeah.
And those add up really quickly. And of course old watches too. We get people, they bring us, their old Pateks, Rolex, other items, and things are worth quite a bit.
So, Harry, let's say I brought in some scrap silver, some scrap gold, and sold it to you guys, and then I wanted to pick up some bullion, right? Sure. I wanted to basically flip it and add to the stack.
Sure.
What would you say is one of the best things to buy right now?
Well, the best buy right now, and why we're so low on it, is the constitutional silver.
Okay.
I mean, our price right now is about 40 cents over spot.
Really?
That's just what the market is dictating to us.
Wow. So that's why it's sold out.
On the other hand, it's a little harder to work with than even numbered rounds or bars, but either one of them is, I mean, if you already own something that's sitting doing nothing and you want to turn it into something that enhances your hobby and your investments, this is a no-brainer.
You got me thinking, Harry. I need to start looking through some of my stuff. I maybe have some spoons I can bring in.
I bet most people have something of value that they don't even realize.
Is that Grandma Dragon's tooth there?
No. I still have that one in my case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
That was a fun video. If people missed that video, check it. I'll link the video in the description, and I'll put a link up in the corner, and you can see my grandma's tooth that I brought in.
You know what's funny? My dad told me the other day, "Hey, I just saw that video you did with the tooth of the guy's grandma." I was like, "Oh, okay." You saw grandma's tooth.
Yeah, grandma's tooth. Well, I mean, and we've come full circle now. found someone else's grandma's too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're making our way over to this case, and you guys have plenty of silver, as I mentioned before. But can you talk to me about the no gold? What is up with that, Adrian?
Yeah, so we've been selling a lot of gold and people doing that silver to gold trade. But one thing that I've seen too is that we've gotten a lot more platinum coming in. So it's been people that have maybe bought at over 1,000 and they were waiting for that 1,000 mark to come and sell their platinum. We had some people come in right when it hit over 1,000. They came in and liquidated, a lot of platinum.
Have you seen any palladium? I'd be surprised if people were selling it. I mean, it's
we've had a few palladium eagles come in.
really.
Yeah, like maybe 3, right, or so.
And they're beautiful. They're the Mercury dime motif, and so they are quite beautiful.
Yeah, but palladium is so cheap now. It's under $1,000. I would be weary of selling my palladium.
You know what though? The premiums on palladium are still very high.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean it's a hard metal to find, and it's a lot more scarce than gold.
So what are we talking on premium? Like 20%?
About 15 to 20%.
20% premium?
Yes.
Wow, that is higher than what we see with gold
Definitely.
and platinum.
But what happens with platinum is the industries, they swap between platinum and palladium for use in their electronics and catalytic converters and so on. So you'll see the metals kind of, once they favor one, the other kind of softens and so on.
I've read that sometimes platinum is used more with the diesel catalytic converters and palladium more with the gasoline.
Okay.
So that's kind of why we're seeing, with all the electric cars, kind of the palladium fall off a bit.
Yeah, but then, you look into cars and all the EVs and everything, they use a ton of silver.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, a ton of silver. And, one other cool thing that we just started carrying are the Mexico Libertads too.
Oh yeah, 2023.
Yeah, speaking of stuff that you don't usually see too much, but yeah, definitely some cool pieces that we've gotten in.
I love the Libertads. I have quite a few of them in my stack, and whenever I buy some, I'm not disappointed.
I've never seen a Libertad I don't like, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I think during COVID, the mintages started getting really, really low.
Oh, definitely.
And that's kind of why the premiums have shot up. I mean, I remember when Libertads were the same price as an Eagle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Harry's got some stories about Libertads.
I used to buy Libertads as just generic rounds.
Really?
From certain shops. This is going back 10 years. But the popularity of Mexican coins has soared, and they keep their mintages low. And not only that, but in speaking to Adrian, I've kind of learned that they keep a lot of this stuff in Mexico for their own citizenry. And so not a lot of it's getting out as compared to, say, maples. You can see we have our normal prices here, but the Libertads are way out of whack. And I tell people it's not a good investment as a silver buy, but if you just like them because they're beautiful, get one.
Now, I've heard that you can actually buy these at the banks in Mexico. Do you know if that's true,
Yes.
Adrian?
Yes, my uncle in Mexico, he would get me the rolls of Libertads, and you just go to I think it was Banamex and other HSBC, I think there was one. You just go in there and say, hey, I want to buy some coins, and whatever the mint was offering at that time, you can go in there and buy it, and I think you still can.
You have to be a citizen to do an over-the-counter bank transaction for the mint products?
Yeah, well, you have to have an account with the bank, so...
Okay. You
But
can't
have to
just
be a
walk in as a
citizen.
tourist and buy them.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's why he would have to buy them for me.
That's what I mean.
I think it's kind of like that in Canada too, where if you have an account with their bank like TD and some of these other ones, you can actually buy stuff from the Royal Canadian Mint at your bank. So it's weird that in Canada and Mexico you can do it, but you can't do it here in America.
No.
Well, because they want you to get dollars, not silver and gold.
Well, we covered a lot today, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Silver Dragons.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.